Hey, ladies. I hope y'all can hear me. I don't have my mic on today, mainly because this was so impromptu, and I just felt like something on my spirit that I wanted to come and share with y'all. So, shout out to Stephanie Brown. She got me this devotional for my birthday, and so I was reading. I'm actually not reading today's devotional because I'm a few days behind. But I was reading, and I'm on April 18th. So if any of y'all have this, y'all. If y'all don't have this, you need to get this. Streams in the Desert. It's amazing. But anyway, so it's April 18th. He will do this Psalm 37:5. And as I was reading, it resonated with me so much today that I was like, I know if it resonated with me that there's got to be somebody in the group who could hear this, who could need to listen to this. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I love how he mentioned. We all know how difficult it is to rescue a drowning person who tries to help his rescuer. And it is equally difficult for the Lord to fight our battles for us when we insist upon trying to fight them ourselves. And that, oh my gosh, I don't know if y'all have ever heard that. If you are going to help somebody who's drowning, if they're like kicking and screaming, you actually push them away. And that's just to try to get them to chill out. You know what I mean? And the first time I heard this was at a lecture in Portland that my husband and I had gone to. And I was like mortified. I was like, oh, why would you push them away if you're trying to help them? Well, it's because if they don't chill out, if they don't calm down and let you rescue them, they are going to drown you both. And so you have to like get their attention, and essentially also save yourself. You know what I mean? If they're refusing to let you save them, then you're going to drown with them. And that's that's like a literal thing, but it also helps you understand a couple of things. One is, in life, when you have people in your life who are essentially drowning, maybe they have an addiction, maybe they're into witchcraft, or maybe they're sexually active, maybe they're going outside of their marriage, or they're not married, but they're just constantly getting into sexually, bad relationships. I mean, whatever it is, we've all had friends in our lives where we're like, oh, I want to help you, but you're drowning, and same with us. I'm sure we've all gone through something in life where people are like, oh, I want to reach out and help you so bad, but you are drowning, kicking and screaming, and I can't help you. So when it comes to life, it's also to remember that as an analogy, like if somebody is not literally, but if they're drowning in their sin and their addictions, and they're refusing to get help, or they're refusing to see what they're doing, like sometimes you have to like pray for them and walk away. And that's hard for me to even say because I've been in those situations where it's like, heck to the no, I'm not walking away from this person. I love them, but we can't control people. We can't save people. We are not the saver of lives. We have to entrust the Lord to save. This is really big with parents too. And this is going to be hard for me to speak on because one, I'm not a parent. And two, I can only imagine as a mom how hard it is to let your, teenager or even adult child, just maybe not even believe in God, but you can't force them to. And so you kind of have to push them away from you and essentially let them drown and allow the Lord to work in them. And I hope that makes sense. So that's one thing. But the thing that I wanted to talk to all of us about, including myself today, is when we pray for something specific in our lives, do we just keep kicking and screaming and not allowing the Lord to do his job, to save us, to go to bat for us, to help, to create that miracle in our lives, whatever it is, whether it's a job we've been after, or building a business, or literally creation, getting pregnant, or, saving our marriage, you know, is when you pray, are you allowing God to work in that situation? And it's real interesting. I have a friend who is kind of having some marital things going on, and she told me that they had gone on a date and they were going to work, they were working things out. I was like, oh, I'm so happy. Thank God, praise God. We've been praying for y'all. And she said, it's a step, but there's still a lot of work to do. And I said her name, and I said, don't you do too much work though, because you have to allow space in that situation with your husband. You have to give God some room. You have to let him do the heavy lifting. You enjoy the process of working this out. You are obedient to what he asks you to do. But if he doesn't ask you to do something, you don't do it. Even if your flesh is like, oh, but I want to do it, don't do it. Allow God to work. It is his job to be the miracle giver. It is his job to be the restorer and the healer. We can't make people do things. We can't make situations happen. And when we do, how many times have you made a situation happen and it falls apart? It blows up right in front of your face. I can testify to that. But when we allow God the space to work who God is, it will be so much better for us, because he knows the ins and outs of what's happening. There are things that are going on in our lives that we don't even see, that we don't even know. And in order to allow God to work, we have to give him that space. We can't pray, oh Lord, please help my marriage. And then we go off and we do our own thing on how to help our marriage. And God knows what your marriage needs to restore. And so you have to give him that space. You have to pray and fully trust him in that prayer. As a business owner, I have at times prayed for something in my business, whether it's an open door or even just like, God, I'm not feeling creative right now. Can you help me with creativity? Instead of just being still and allowing him to download some creativity in me, I finish that prayer and then I go off and try to like make myself be creative, and that's not what he wants from us. He wants us to live on Psalm 37:5. He will do this. He will do this. We have to give him the space to come in and work in our lives. We do our part. I'm not saying you pray and then you just sit there like a bump on the log. No, you pray and you ask him, what do you want me to do in this? What steps do I need to take? What's my role in this, Lord? How can I partner up with you in this? And be obedient to what he says. A lot of times it's be still, child. And he's told me that times before. He's asked me to be still and I don't. And then it bites me in the butt. And I'm like, I should have been still like he asked me to. So when you pray those bold prayers, y'all, but ask him what he would have of you. Ask him what your role is, and then let him do the rest. That he loves you so much that he knows what's best for you. He knows what's best for the situation. And we have to allow him that space in all the things, not just one little thing. I know some people, they hand over everything to the Lord, but he can't touch their finances. They're in control of their finances. Or he can have control of everything but their kids. they're in control of their kids and all of that. No, hand him everything, you guys, and be obedient to everything he asks you. Sometimes he asks us to be still, and that doesn't feel good. It's like, oh, we're getting antsy. We feel like we need to do something, but trust him. If he's telling you to be still, be still. If he's telling you to take the step, take the step. If he's telling you to take a tiny insy-wincy step, take that tiny insy-wincy step. Don't take the full-on step. Be obedient. Be obedient and ask for you to be sensitive to his voice. I mean, when I started to ask the Lord, please let me be sensitive to your voice because I'm not hearing you right now. He did it. He did it. When we ask for things according to his will, he is gracious to gift us. So I hope that helps somebody today. Let me see if there was anything else in here I wanted to read. Often we fail to give God an opportunity to work, not realizing that it takes time for him to answer a prayer. And that is a very, very good point, is we also get impatient. We get so impatient with God that we decide we're going to take it into our own hands when the whole time he knew what he was doing. So be obedient when you pray. Be obedient with what God tells you, and be patient and give God the space in the room to work in that prayer. Okay, so somebody said hello, but I'm not signed on to my Facebook. So let me see who that is because I want to say hello. So I don't know if y'all use StreamYard, but StreamYard will show me somebody commented. But if you don't use StreamYard also, it doesn't let me know who it was, if that makes sense. Why can't I find my own group? There we are. Okay, Melissa Kilton. Hi, Melissa. You're such a bright light in my day, Crystal. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining in and listening in because, that's what I want this community to be. I want it to be that we are, all shining lights in each other's day and that we all have a space to encourage one another. Okay, ladies, well, that was all I wanted. That I was reading this and it just was like, this really resonated with me today. So I'm sure it can resonate with somebody else. So I hope y'all have a wonderful Friday. Bye.